Have you ever had that strange feeling that someone was watching you, even though there was no one around? It might sound like a passing thought, but in today's world, it's not your imagination. The truth is, people everywhere are being watched more than ever before, and many don't even realize it. For older adults, this reality can be especially concerning because while younger generations have grown up surrounded by technology and may be more aware of how it tracks them, many seniors simply use it without thinking twice about what's happening behind the scenes. Privacy experts have been sounding the alarm for years now, saying that seniors need to know just how much of their daily lives are being quietly recorded, studied, and sometimes even sold. It might feel shocking, it might even feel a little uncomfortable, but knowing the truth gives you the power to protect yourself. Let's start by painting a picture. Imagine you're sitting in your living room, sipping your tea, watching your favorite show on TV. The room feels cozy, private, and safe. But what if I told you that the very television sitting in front of you might be listening to your conversations, recording what you watch, and sending that information to companies who use it to understand your habits? For many people, this sounds like science fiction, but it's not. Smart devices like TVs, speakers, and even some appliances are equipped with microphones, sensors, and software that gather data. They're marketed as tools of convenience, ways to make life easier, but they come with a hidden cost: your privacy. Many seniors buy these devices thinking they'll help with things like remembering appointments, playing music, or controlling the lights, and while they do that, they're also quietly collecting information about your routines. Think about it: when you speak a command to a voice assistant, it has to listen, which means it is always listening. You might believe no one is paying attention, but in reality, entire companies are analyzing those words. And it doesn't stop at smart devices. The little device most people carry everywhere, the phone, is one of the biggest privacy risks of all. Many seniors may not realize that a smartphone is basically a tracking device you carry around willingly. Every time you download an app, every time you allow it permission to see your photos, hear your microphone, or track your location, you're opening the door to being watched. Even when you're not actively using it, your phone is pinging towers, recording locations, and feeding information into invisible systems. Think about this. Have you ever searched for something online and then later you started seeing ads about it everywhere? That's no coincidence. Your phone knows, and companies use that information to follow you. Privacy experts often warn that seniors are the most at risk because they often click accept without reading the fine print, simply to make things easier. It's understandable who wants to wade through pages of legal language just to use a phone app. But inside those agreements are permissions that allow apps to use your microphone, camera, or even track where you go. The next place older people are being watched is outside their homes, in public spaces. These days, cameras are everywhere: on street corners, inside banks, at the grocery store, even on traffic lights. Some people assume cameras are only there to keep people safe or stop crime, and in many ways, that's true, but cameras are also used for much more. They don't just capture your face, they capture your behavior. They know how long you stood in front of a product, which direction you walked, how often you returned to a store, or even your mood, thanks to facial recognition. Seniors, who often move a little slower or shop more carefully, can be watched more closely than they realize. A trip to the pharmacy might feel routine, but the cameras above are recording, analyzing, and storing data about you. While some people brush it off, saying they have nothing to hide, the truth is that privacy isn't about hiding something bad, it's about protecting something personal. Then there's the online world. Many older adults use email, browse the internet, or stay in touch with family on social media. On the surface, it seems harmless. You're simply sharing photos, sending birthday wishes, or looking up recipes. But the internet is one of the most watched spaces in existence. Every click you make, every website you visit, every message you type is being tracked. Social media, in particular, is designed to collect your personal details. Your posts, your likes, your friends, even the times you're most active, this is all data. And what happens to that data? It's sold, analyzed, and used to target you with ads or, worse, scams. Seniors are often the primary target of these scams because criminals know they may be less familiar with how online privacy works. Think of it this way. What you do online is like leaving a trail of footprints in the sand. Even if you don't notice, someone else is following them. And perhaps the most surprising place seniors are being watched is in health care. Think about it, doctors, hospitals, pharmacies, and insurance companies all collect massive amounts of personal information about you. Your medical records, your prescriptions, your appointments, your test results, all of it is stored in systems that, while secure, are still part of a larger network. Privacy experts warn that health data is some of the most valuable information anyone can have because it reveals not only what you've experienced, but also what you might face in the future. Imagine a company knowing what medications you take, how often you see your doctor, or even whether you're struggling with something personal. While most of us assume this information is completely private, it's often shared with third parties for research, advertising, or business purposes. Seniors who rely on health care more frequently become some of the most tracked individuals in society without ever giving explicit permission for that tracking. Now, hearing all of this, you might be wondering, why should I care? If I'm not doing anything wrong, why does it matter if someone's watching? This is where the truth becomes uncomfortable. Privacy isn't about hiding wrongdoing, it's about protecting freedom. When companies or organizations know everything about you, what you buy, what you eat, where you go, who you talk to, what medicine you take, they hold power over you. That information can be used to influence your decisions, manipulate your choices, or even put you at risk of fraud. Seniors are especially vulnerable because criminals often use this data to create scams that look real because they know so much about you already. But here's the hopeful part: you are not powerless. Once you know the hidden places where you're being watched, you can take steps to protect yourself. For example, in your home, you can turn off the microphone on smart speakers when they're not in use. On your phone, you can go into settings and limit which apps have permission to access your camera, microphone, or location. In public spaces, you can be more mindful about what you say or do, knowing cameras are there, and avoid sharing too much personal information out loud. Online, you can be cautious about what you post, avoid clicking suspicious links, and regularly update your passwords. Even with health care, you can ask your doctor or pharmacist questions about how your data is stored and who has access to it. These small actions may not stop surveillance completely, but they can give you more control and more peace of mind. At the end of the day, the question is simple. Do you want to live in a world where your life is like an open book for strangers to read, or one where your privacy is respected and your choices are your own? Privacy experts say seniors deserve to know the truth because knowledge is power. The more you understand, the better you can protect yourself. Think of it as locking your front door. You don't do it because you expect someone to break in every night, but because it's smart to protect what matters. So the next time you feel like no one is watching, remember, someone probably is, but now you're not in the dark. You know the hidden places where older people are being watched, and with that knowledge, you can take steps to guard your privacy. Because in the end, your life belongs to you and only you. And that is worth protecting every single day.